Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest arrived. Emergency. Queen's Quest
down to the queens.
Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I'm as always Alex, and I'm joined by Dylan. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everybody. I have moved. I am now in a new home in my hometown, which is pretty cool. But that means I'm doing this off of my laptop, and I currently have no Wi-Fi. I'm doing this off of a mobile hotspot. So my brother-in-law, who pays for the phone bill, is probably going to be upset with me. But yeah, so if this goes awry at some point, I apologize. Next week should be back to regularly scheduled programming. I don't even have my desk and computer set up. Like
Crazy.
I'm like laying on an air mattress right now.
That does not sound fun, but you are a trooper. You
Yeah.
do it for the
I'm
people.
I'm on my laptop on an air mattress. It's not great.
No, doesn't sound fun. My back would die by the end, but
Mm.
well, head on over to the 5-star-network.com for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. And over to the 5-Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this, as well as shows like Actor Stage and No Limit Wrestling, all go up. There was a new No Limit. You guys previewed the G1 Climax. Probably the most interesting and honest G1 preview there will be. So, I think definitely give that a listen.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't, but I know Xavier. And
Yeah.
I know how he thinks.
It was
so.
It was so funny because he was so extreme and so aggro that I had to be nice to everyone because I felt so bad. Except for Drilla
crazy.
Maloney. Wasn't nice to Drilla Maloney. Or Gabe Kidd. But I was nice to Callum Newman. And El Phantasmo.
It's not his fault. His body
El Phantasmo.
slowed down. Columns, that seems like a nice guy. It's not his
No,
fault.
the thing with Callum is that it's he's fine, and he's in a really good block. So if he does poorly, he's irredeemable. You need to toss him in the trash straight up. But he will probably do fairly well because he's in a good block and he can have solid matches. Whereas Drill Maloney in a bad block is a bad wrestler. Gabe Kidd similar. So it's
Well, have fun with that one. We are gonna start with Stardom. Just to get it done. I don't think there's anything for us to review unless I've completely forgotten.
Sareee-ISM.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just Sareee-ISM. Yeah, because they had the show on the 16th, 17th, but we didn't do those. No, that's tomorrow and the next day. Sorry.
Yes,
oh yeah, on the news front, they announced that they're doing a New Japan and Stardom show in China in a few months' time. So that's, they've been teasing this Southeast Asia expansion for forever now, and we all just kind of gave up on it. But now I guess they're doing, I guess it's a Bushiroad thing in China, and they're just tacking on a wrestling show. But that's an interesting thing, because Natsupoi and Ano were there as the hey, this is Stardom. So any predictions we give, I think, has to take into account that Stardom loves both of them right now and is using them as branding for China. So
yeah, that's kind of they are really behind them post TAM.
Yeah,
pretty clear. Which is kind of why it's crazy that they're just flushing the title matches in Sapporo. I know that Sapporo's a big deal, but
well, they might just win. Natsupoi might win. They might just be you know what, belt up Natsupoi. We're branding. We're expanding into China. The people there are gonna love her. Just win. So
they could do that and have Saya win the 5-star. just
You know
because.
what? Why the hell not? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
You know,
That's
I
the
think
only
it would probably
news.
make more sense if Saya beat Natsupoi and then Natsupoi won the 5-star and then beat Saya.
Well, no, because Amisora is gonna win the 5-star, and then Natsupoi is gonna walk out and challenge
I don't
and
know.
win the belt.
I think Amisore makes sense, but I also don't know if they have the I don't know if they're there yet with her.
I
Like
think
that
they
could
are.
be like a December match
Her
instead of like an
comeback
October
match was
match.
against Hate. Like her comeback match was the Saya match on a pay-per-view. I feel like you can't undersell that. But that's why we're gonna do a preview of the 5-star, because we're gonna have all that fun some other time, likely with Scott. We don't know for
Next
sure
week.
because we don't know when it is, but
Yeah.
we're gonna try it. Um, the other news is that Natsupoi and Anno are also on an Actress Girls Korakuen. The 10th anniversary of Actress is in August, and Natsupoi and Anno are in the main event against Natsuki and a wrestler that I don't know. There was some speculation from Actress fans that might be like Natsuki's send off. I think she dropped the belt, maybe. And they're like, oh, well, if Anno and Natsupoi are there, they'll be like, oh, do you want to join us in Stardom and whatever? And Natsuki can move on. So just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah. You know,
She's
I've heard
good.
good thing about.
Natsuki is good.
I've heard good things about Natsuki, but I also have seen bad things. Just I've watched her do give poor performances. So
Yes.
maybe I'm watching the wrong matches. That's fair. They're not
Uh,
matches; they're
I
performances.
don't
So
know.
it's like different
There's a
animals. But
chance
no,
she regressed because it's Actress and
yeah, like
good
I've seen her have
match
good
there.
matches like a year or two ago when I was last year when I was watching the old uh the the actress girls that went to Marigold. I saw a couple
Yeah.
Natsuki matches. She was good, but like
Yeah.
I've seen a match or two this year and she wasn't as good. So we will see.
Yes. I guess we would be remiss to mention on the JTO show they did. Um, Sayaka Kurara challenged for one of the JTO women's belts, and Kyoko Kotatsu challenged for the shooter belt. They are both held by Azusa, so I guess Kyoko gets to do her faux MMA stuff again, and Kurara gets another title challenge because she's like, you know what, I'm gonna keep trying until it works, and I respect that effort. But yeah, we'll probably never see those because it's JTO and they haven't uploaded stuff from January, so not very hopeful on that one.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I want to see Azusa versus Tomoka from like a few days ago,
It
but
went 26 minutes, so I don't.
I still do if I'm being real.
I watched EO and Rhea go for 26. I don't need to watch a 26-minute match ever again.
I haven't
I
gotten
think
to see
it's
that yet.
sorted. It's
Are
pretty
you the only
great.
person on earth who? Okay, I was gonna say, are you the only person who didn't love it?
No, I mean,
That
look,
would be
it's
weird.
It's you guys know me. I respect Big Match Rhea. I've always been a kind of Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley defender when the spotlight is on. But yeah, like 26 minutes, ref bump, brawling outside, kind of went a little bit overboard. But it's fine. It's fine. Um, anyway, we're gonna get on to Sareee-ISM. It's kind of something that Stardom wrestlers are featured on, and it's also gonna, I think, mold into Marigold because of Takumi. So I think we're just gonna focus a little bit on Sareee-ISM. There was a few Stardom wrestlers involved. The first one was Aya Sakura and Rian. They lost to Kaoru Ito and Yumiko Hoda in 13 minutes. A very entertaining match. Just
Awesome.
two like veterans of the scene, former top champions of AJW, people with a lot of respect, and they were just not giving anything to Aya and Rian. And it was just the kind of match that works in Joshi where the rookies are just fighting with their lives to get any scrap of momentum against these walls. And Yorito was such a dickhead. I've
I
never seen her be so mean in my
I
life.
love
She was
Kaoru
a
Ito
zap.
so
I've never
much.
seen her be this mean, and she was a zap. But
Yeah,
yeah, she
no,
was
I'm not
so
gonna
mean.
lie. I think like since Saree's come back, this era of Kaoru Ito is like the second best era of Kaoru Ito behind like very small like junior heavyweight Kaoru Ito in the early 90s. Like I think this might be her best form. Like even better than her fucking big match shit because she is fucking awesome. And you hear the crowd every time she does anything uh where she just like throws her full weight behind it, you hear the crowd like scream in horror.
Yes.
It is the greatest thing in wrestling right now. I am not joking. It is so much fun. Like that is the best crowd reaction. Is Karuhito jumping for the senton, everybody going, "Oh no!" And it's like like as
Yeah.
she comes down, it's like so fucking cool. It's like it legitimately one of my favorite things in wrestling because it's just so like comical that it's like all she has to do is like she like Rian tried to get a sleeper on her and she just jumped backwards on top of her and the whole crowd just like fucking shrieked in horror. It's so good. It's so good. I love Gary Ito. You know this. Everybody knows this. But Aya and Hoda, so good as well. Aya did great in this
Very
match.
real.
Uh, on offense, because obviously Rian couldn't get much offense in here. Aya could because she has kicks that almost need to be respected because they are heavy and good. And in moments, Hoda was willing to respect the kicks, and she bumped for a few of them, and I thought that stuff was really cool as well. Yeah, I really like this match.
All right. Um, Afterwards, they kind of continued brawling as well a little bit, and the veterans just beat them down outside a second time. So that was fun.
Yeah, Hoda hit a brainbuster on the ramp, and Rian was just dead. And Sakakura was like, "I think she's dead." Like she's just like looking around for help. she's like, "I think she's just out, man."
Yeah,
Good
pretty fun.
times.
Natsupoi then beat Miku Kanai in just under 13 minutes. This was a match they intended to run last time on Sareee-ISM, and Siri Ano switched in. It was pretty good. Like Kanai is so good at what she does, and Natsupoi has been feeling it lately. So this was a good time.
Yeah, I think Miku Kanai is one of the best young prospects in the game right now. Um, did I put her on my list? I hope I did.
I don't
One
know.
of
I
us
don't know
did.
if either of us did. It
No, one of us definitely put Kanai on.
was probably you.
Yeah,
I
probably.
wasn't sure if she
Um,
counted because she's been around for a while. But I don't know.
yeah, I don't
Whatever.
remember. Maybe she
It's
didn't
fine.
count. It
It's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She's great. And yeah, Natsupoi is definitely in form right now, so I'm enjoying what she's doing.
All right. Our main event was Spark Rush, the team of Sareee and Takumi Iroha beating Natsuko Tora and Saya Kamitani of Hate. Sareee pinned Tora after Momo blasted Tora with the bat. Um, I
Dude,
I love the atmosphere of this. Were you going to talk about Momo?
I was just gonna say, is that ever going to be a thing, or we're just
No,
gonna keep doing that for the rest of
maybe
time?
not. Unless
It
she
happens
uses
like
it
every other
on the
week.
court and beats somebody with it. That would be great.
Inshallah.
I love this. I love the raw energy of the crowd. Because as we said last week, away day hate is just really easy to get heat from the crowd, and this crowd loves Sareee, so they were fired up for everything Sareee and Takumi did to fight back. And I thought the Saya Sareee stuff was very good. I know you're the Saya disrespecter sometimes with her work, but I thought she looked really good in there with Sareee. Um, and yeah, just everything I thought worked really well. And the crowd losing their minds at the end for Sareee getting the win was awesome.
Um, yeah, you're right. I am a Saya disrespecter. This match was good. Um, loved the closing stretch. And this is what I mean by I'm a Saya disrespecter because this is gonna sound dismissive, but I just love Spark Rush a lot. So it's like anything I have to say about the match is that it's like, oh, Takumi did this, it was cool, and it's like, oh, Sari did this, and it was cool, and like, oh, Natsuko took a crazy bump there, and Saya did good as well. Because not even that Natsuko necessarily did better than Saya, but she was in for the closing stretch where Sairi dumped her on her head and Takumi launched her with the running three, and like it was just like she was bumping. And Natsuko doesn't usually bump like that, you know what I mean? Like she was taking some shit. So I was really happy with that. But yeah, the Saya stuff was good with Sari. Um I did find it interesting when her and Takumi locked up. That I was like, isn't it crazy that like the last time they interacted was as far as I remember, was when Saya spoiled that she was in the 5 star. Um,
Didn't she
and that
wrestle her
became
then?
like Saya's. Yeah, yeah, it was that
Mm,
5 star because Saya was like,
yeah,
I have 4 people I'm excited to face in this five
that was
star.
incredible.
Blank, 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 and Takumi and Roja. And everybody's like, fucking Takumi? Who? She's here? And then 20 minutes later, Rossi was like, the mystery participant is Takumi Roja. And Saya's just looking there like, I fucked up.
That
Very
was her
funny
villain origin
moment.
story.
Yeah, I mean that's when like that was like a very prominent early story for Saya was her being the spoiler. Um and her like she found out Kyrie was around like 3 months
I
early
remember that. They had
and
her
she was
whispering to
like,
everybody, and everybody
yeah,
was telling each other. And then she saw another woman and was like, and
that was
that ended
just
up
a
being
red
Anno
herring, I guess.
a year
Oh
later.
yeah, it was Anno
Yeah,
eventually, yeah.
yeah, just like 9 months later.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the whole thing. So I was thinking about that when they were locking up in there. But yeah, it was a very good match. I realized that the problem with like Sareee matches in general is that everybody I know either absolutely adores her or is Velke. Um, so it's like I can't really get like a good gauge for whether like what this match was going to be because it was a bit weaker than like the people who loved it told me it was,
Hmm.
but it was definitely better than like I haven't talked to Velke about it, but then like other people would have told me it was, for example. So it was kind of like I was a bit of the low man compared to like a Scott or a you even, but I still thought it was very good.
We're always the low man compared to Scott. I think he
Yeah,
he
no,
has
that's
to give
true. I
her
mean,
like
he works
4.5,
with
or
her.
she might hit him with a Uranagi. Like she might
Yeah,
drop him on his dome. So kind of has to.
revokes
Yeah.
access.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I don't think it was the high end wrestling that Sari has had in her main
It
events because it
reminded
was a
me
tag.
of the Azumi Takumi tag from last year, where it was very good, but among the weaker of Sareeism main
Yeah.
events for sure.
Yeah. No, I get you. But I thought the atmosphere carried it. I just thought the crowd was so into it, which you don't often see nowadays. Like the pop for the finish was nuts. You know.
Yeah. Oh, the like I said, the finishing stretch was tremendous. It was like really like captivating and like you said, the energy was really there.
Is Takumi the first person since the split to wrestle both members of Aphrodite back to back? She wrestled Sai
Oh,
here and she's
certainly.
wrestling Utami tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
quite the
This is definitely like the closest that's ever been.
yeah. It's kind of crazy. Um, yeah. After the match, then we got into a lot of stuff. Okay, so Sari was not was putting the boots into Saya Kamitani. A lot of stuff that she has said before about you're not a real wrestler. You know, you're not like me. You're not my kind. And Hate came in to beat down Sareee, and they were fended off by Chi Chi and Kanai. And Chi Chi got on the mic and also did the whole "You're a fake, Saya. You're so fake. You go on TV and you pretend you're nice. You're not a heel. You can't stand being a heel." Um, and I think the third person to do that now, we're kind of hitting overkill. Um, it was funny
Okay,
when
but
Matt's boy did
it's
it, but
all
the third
it's all
wrestler,
the same person though. Like this is all from Camp Sauri. This is all from Ito Dojo here. Like this is the Ito Dojo stance. So it's like it's one thing if like Ami Sore shows up in 2 weeks and is like, "Oh, you're a fake heel. Like you're not real." Like then it's like, okay, yeah, this is just like so this is just everybody's take. Are we going to do something with it? Like if like Ami Sore or like just a random fucking person started saying that, it would be like, okay, why is everybody just saying this? Is this gonna lead to something for Saya? But it's all coming from within one house. So like it's fine. Like they literally probably all were at Ito Dojo. It's like, you know what, this is a good idea. Like
no,
like the
I
four of
mean,
them. Where it's
I
like,
just
I
I
think
just
we should
think
all I'll lean on
the
this.
fourth different person to pick up on it, I'm a little bit like, all right, guys, this is reaching MJF levels of winking at the audience. You know what I mean? Like
I
he would
read your
say this
tweet,
line with
and
a
I think
smug
it was
grin.
wrong.
Wow. Okay. Why?
No, because like I said, I think that it's like, for one, they're not lying. That is a very clear weirdness about the Saya character, that they are all like, when you are meant to be like, when these wrestlers who all, like I said, Natsupoi best friends with Sareee, and Sareee and Chi-Chi is mostly trained by Sareee. Um, when you have these wrestlers who kind of like pride themselves on the more like old school style of wrestling, um, it makes sense for them to call this into question, especially because kayfabe is way more concrete in Japan still. Like, I think the difference between uh like the Sareee Camp Edo Dojo saying this and MJF saying this is that it's like, it who like in America, the question is, who cares? In Japan, people do care. Like, that is a thing that, like, it isn't just a couple of old wrestlers, like a couple of old women's wrestlers being like, "Oh, nobody's doing kayfabe anymore." It's like literally 99% of the wrestlers in the scene are very like, care about kayfabe to a like very extreme degree. So them being like, "Why the fuck don't you? What's wrong with you? What are you doing? You look phony." That's it's way more justified in the Joshi scene than it is in the American TV scene, because nobody gives a fuck in America, like, at all.
I feel like you're gonna burn it out though if you keep doing it. Like
Yes.
I think Natsupoi was fine. Her being like, you're the one who retired Tom, but you're a farce. Like she has every right to say it, and her anger is very understandable. It's like, you retired my faction leader. You, this
Well,
fake pro
to be fair,
wrestler,
Sareee said
retired
it
her.
first.
She did, but and that's like Sareee called her a farce. I think Natsupoi built on it. But now I think Nats or Chi Chi joining in, I was just kind of like, okay, we need to calm down on that, because that's meant to be like the character flaw, not the weekly jab that everybody makes.
Yeah, no, that's
So
fair.
I think we
That's
should just cut it
that's
from
fair.
there. But
I
yeah,
I
I was definitely
I
kind
get
of
what you
like,
mean.
all right, like I was kind of like, okay, Chi Chi, you're great. I love you, Chi Chi, but keep that one out. Keep it away. But yeah,
She
that
could have come
was
up with something unique to her
she
to
could
kind
have.
of, and
Yeah.
but I get what you mean, but again, it's like, this is the Ito Dojo stance is the way I see it. So it's,
Um,
just
that
parroting.
wasn't the end for Sari. She was like, "Hey, I got the Crush Gals here, the Crush Gals," which is not easy because Lioness Asuka hates everybody.
Maya
It looks
Asuka
like
does
she
not
never looks happy.
leave her house.
No, she
She
never
has
looks
2
happy with
dogs,
anything.
she's chilling. She don't
Yeah.
wanna leave.
So
She
getting the
didn't
Crush
do she didn't
Gals,
do promo she didn't do promo for the fucking show, like, half of the time,
yeah,
and she was like, "I'm hanging out with my dogs, bro, I don't give a fuck."
incredible. But they got the picture with Spark Rush, which I think is pretty big considering Sari announced her anniversary show next year is at the Yokohama Budokan. I think Spark Rush, the photo with Crush Gals, I think Takumi is going to be a very important part of that Yokohama Budokan show next year. And I think it's going to factor into some of the stuff we might have to say about Marigold. Um, First, let's just finish up on Stardom. We have the big one to preview to an extent. Stardom next Monday,
Oh,
the
oh, oh,
21st.
oh, one key thing about Stardom Outside of Stardom, even though we don't do that segment anymore, um, Hazuki lost. She didn't make it to the Catch the Wave finals,
Yes.
um,
Rani
which
Agami
people,
did.
yeah, I was expecting Hazuki to kind of just get there, but random draw had her facing Kohaku, um, and Kohaku won because Kohaku's like probably winning Catch the Wave, um, or at least, like, going to the very, very, very end.
I
So
kind
yeah,
of would.
Hazuki
Yeah, no, I
lost.
would go with Kaku. I mean, I wouldn't give it to Umasaki.
Well,
Give
the
it to
thing is
Ran.
that it's like you have to run against Saya Kamitani. So like giving it to Umasaki is an easy way to just like prolong the
Well, yeah, but
Saya
she's
reign.
like pushed and protected in Diana. I don't know if they'd be into that.
She already lost to Saya Kamitani 2 years ago when she was also pushed and protected in Diana.
That is totally fair. I forgot that match happened. I blanked it from memory. But I
Biggest
would
show of that
probably
year.
just give it to Kaku. You know, that's what I would do. Um, yeah, we have Stardom Sapporo Rendezvous on the 21st of July. This is their big pre GP show, notable last year for being the place where Tora won the belt, wasn't it? She won the belt on this one
Yep.
last year, and Kamitani turned. So a lot of interesting stuff there. Now they haven't announced a lot of the card for this one, which is kind of disappointing. They've only got 3 matches so far, so there's not a lot to discuss, but we'll try our best. I don't know why they don't just announce cards. I know we've said this, we've complained a lot, but like it's a week away. It's 6 days away. You
Yep.
can announce what multi tags you're doing. The world isn't going to end, you know.
Don't worry, they
But
probably will in the morning.
they'll leave it till Thursday or something. That you know. But yeah, because they're running tomorrow and the day after, so they'll probably wait till after that
Yeah.
to do it.
True.
Yeah. But all right. Um. Anyway, Sapporo Rendezvous. We have Future of Stardom Championship. Hina defends against Sayaka Kurara. Now, I don't think Kurara wins because I'm not sure they sent her off to lose to Azusa with a future belt around her waist. Um, that's kind of my only rationale for that one. You also probably don't skip the Hanako Aya class fully for this belt because I don't think anybody from that group has got it. So, wait, did Hanako get it? Oh, Hanako.
No, she
Hanako
did
did.
not.
Yeah, I don't think you skip Hanako Aya completely for the future belt. So I don't know if they would go to Kurara first because she's more like her class is Rana and then the people after. So you might want to give this
I mean,
belt to Aya first.
I still think that Chi-Chi should win it, and they should run Chi-Chi versus Aya double title.
Maybe
Um, that's
that would
always
be
been
cool.
my stance on it.
Chi is
Um,
booked. You know, she's on the Korakuen.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like Chi-Chi is back in Stardom,
Good.
so could be happening. But yeah, I mean, I think Hina should win over Sakakura. I got into fights over Sakakura this week.
Oh,
Um,
lovely.
yeah, that was fun. Um, Kazuna better. And yeah, so I think Hina should win, but I could definitely see Sakakura still winning because uh, people lose all the time. It don't matter.
That's true.
Like, and I can also see like it being a double time match, or going to a draw or something with her and Azusa.
I don't know. That would be a lengthy time limit, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I think it's 30, so maybe
It's
not time
Queen of
limit.
JTO, so I don't think so.
Yeah. Um,
Um, I mean, I just don't think Carrara would win it now. She's been a bit off the radar since the loss to Kamatani. Like she kind of just exists, so it would be a very strange time to put it on her, which maybe is
yeah,
why they
Hina was
will.
cooking her ass.
Yeah,
Hina was cooking her ass, saying, "Weren't you Cinderella? Now you're down here."
she kind of laid into her.
All
Also,
right,
Hina's like GP promos were all about her being future champion, so maybe you just keep it on her
it would be
into the
for the
GP.
best.
Yeah. We have the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Starlight Kid defends against Sareee Ano. Would this be a second year in a row where Ano randomly wins the white belt at this show? Didn't she beat Iwata last year at this one, or did she lose it on this one? I can never remember exactly.
She lost it to Poi
She lost it to Poi. That's right. We had a random title change to Poi.
in the main
Um,
event because they did the double header.
that's true. I forgot. I totally
Wonder, the
forgot.
Wonder Rendezvous and the World
Wonder.
Wonder
The
Rendezvous.
world. Craziness. The most logical sense dictates Starlight Kid retains. I think Hanan is next in line for this belt. I've done enough
Maybe
stare
Suzu.
downs to make me think Hanan. Suzu just doesn't want that at this point. She had a chance. But like Kid and Hanan have done enough stare downs to make me kind of go, something's up here. You know, they did the draw at the Ano Poi anniversary show and the tag. Hanan has kind of always been like compared to Kid. I think this is a very it's very strong chance Hanan is the one to beat Kid for this one. So I think Kid retains against Ano.
Yeah, I think Kid also retains. I also think Kid retains, rather. Yeah.
That's good.
I don't
We then
really
have the
have
world.
takes about that one. Oh, the tag team match is on this show too, by the way.
That's on the Korakuen, isn't it?
No,
I'm
I'm
pretty
almost
sure that's on the
positive it's
Korakuen.
on.
Well, I'm on the match card on the website, and it doesn't have the tags, so I would
This
hope that's
is
not the case.
Stardom.
If I check and it's on the 24th. Yeah, it's on the 24th. It's with
Is it on
Azumi Bazilla.
All right, man.
Same show. Yeah. So the World of Stardom Championship, Saya Kamitani defends against Natsupoi. Very hot match, I will say. They did a very good build for it. I think Natsupoi really sold it with her promo. I think their interactions in the 6-on-6 tag with Korakuen were very, very strong. It's a very good match to run here. I would lean towards Kamitani retaining just because I would never take the belt off of somebody doing the business she is. That would be silly. And also, they probably want to do the whole telling a story thing. I would imagine if Natsupoi wins, she wins on the second challenge. Here, I mean, you can do. I've pitched it a lot. I think Amisori wins the GP, and you do a Saya match. Maybe do Saya Sareee at some point towards the end of the year. Then you can do Natsupoi and Kamitani again. There's just too much mileage in this Kamitani world title run for me to consider having her drop the belt.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly. I think there's some smoke to fire that or fire to smoke or whatever that they want Sai Kamitani to be like Tokyo Sports MVP
Mm-hmm.
and when like and be getting these big things and like get that notoriety from that because they didn't get that last year, Sareee got it. So I can 100% see them just kind of like riding the wave until the end of the year at least, so that like like I mean like really like Goto opened up the sea like
Yeah.
of Japanese MVPs, um, and I think they're probably cognizant of that. So it wouldn't really make sense unless Saya was winning the 5-star. It wouldn't make sense to take the belt off her here. And even if she was winning the 5, it still wouldn't make sense. Honestly, they could have Saya win the 5-star as champion, and I would not be surprised. Because they're silly. Like that's just kind of how they are. And I've also, to be fair to them, I've always thought that like the idea that champions are uh, physically incapable of winning tournaments is kind of stupid. Like I think that like every you know decade or so, a champion should probably win it because the champion is theoretically the strongest wrestler. So they should be able to prove it every once in a while. You know what I mean? Like it should
Mhm.
be a thing that happens more frequently. Now, do I want that to happen with Saya Kamitani? Ah, I don't know about that, but I think the only reason why they wouldn't be keeping the belt on Saya is to like get Natsupoi like a little bump of a little time in the sun before dropping it. But that happened last year with the Wonder Belt for Natsupoi, so I don't know why they would do that again. So no, Natsupoi is
Yeah.
not winning.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's where I'm at. I know I'm stuck on this Ami Soria match, but I do think they want to elevate Ami. I mean, they sent Fury away to England or to America, so they
And now
probably
she's
want to.
getting surgery.
That's true. She was actually injured. She was not lying. She just decided to show up at All In first.
Bro,
Um,
that all-in date probably paid for her entire year.
Possibly. That you never know. But yeah, I don't know. I think you do run the Ami Sore Sakamatani match. I know there was like an Ami homecoming show maybe in the next few weeks, and I
No,
know it's
that's at
her
the
against
that's at
Hate.
the 5-star.
Oh,
That's during the 5-star.
because I saw her tweet about being put against Hate on some tag, and I was like, well, they're really leaning into Ami Soy versus Hate, so they're definitely gonna do Kamatani match.
Oh, maybe it's not because yeah, her hometown is Fukushima, and she's facing Ida on the first. so I don't know.
Mm. I mean, I could look, but I will look. We'll do this because I could have sworn I saw Ami Soiree tweet. Now, why was an Ami Soiree tweet on my timeline when I definitely don't follow her? I don't know.
I follow her,
But
but I
that
don't
is the world we
like
live
her
in.
tweets.
That's fair. Yeah, I was probably wrong. Oh yeah, Fukushima. Yeah, it's this weekend, or it was the other day. Sorry.
Oh,
Um,
well, they're returning there on the 1st.
so let's see. Yeah, in the main event, Ami Soiree in her hometown beat Kamitani, Momo, and Konami. She pinned
Should be
Konami
Konami. Yeah.
with the like Thunderbolt. So yeah, I
Maybe
really
that
think
was
they
what this
are.
was building to. Maybe it was just building to her getting her revenge on
That'd be pretty
Konami.
funny. No, I don't think so. um, so yeah, I don't think Kamitani drops until you do that, and you probably get a Poi rematch out of it, if not another, or not another, but a Sareee match on some big pay per view. So Kamitani retains. Hopefully, this is a great match. They've had a classic before. They had a lot of chemistry earlier this month. They've got the main event to play around with as much as they want. So fingers crossed. Um, that is all for Stardom. I just want to check on the calendar. Um, there's a Korakuen next Thursday, but we can preview that next week. And also the GP
Yep.
starts. Holy shit. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, Yuri Hime and somebody was in Sendai Girls, but we don't do that anymore. But
there's a tag.
that did
Yeah. If we
happen.
were going to talk
Yeah.
about Sendai, we would talk about Dash versus Hazuki this weekend. But, it's,
Oh, that is happening this weekend.
yeah. And
Ooh, I'm
Aya
actually super
versus
excited for
Yuna
that.
again. And Sayaka Karara versus Minami. That's basically just a Stardom X Senjo show. That's crazy. Um,
Wait,
yeah, that's
Konami?
that. Manami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Um,
what the fuck is that match doing
I know. So let's see. We're gonna go on now to Marigold. We will of course be back next week to review the Sapporo show and preview the first GP show and the Korakuen. But let's see. Marigold wise, Mio Momono beat Kazuna and Mirai in her comeback tag, so that was kind of her big announcement that she's back. Good match. I thought there would definitely be a little bit more spice to the Mirai Mio exchanges based on how they were staring daggers at each other when Mio had a broken arm, but they
there?
kind of just kept it simple. And then Mio and Kazuna just kind of did the finishing stretch, and it was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I as much as I love the marvelous tag house style, um, I don't think it did this match as many favors.
mm,
Um, because it was this was very similar to like any given Mio Momono tag match you've ever seen in Marvelous
yeah,
specifically. Uh, in a good way. Like that has a very high floor. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to get a bad match of that sort of, of this style. But it did, leave a bit more of the like uh the venom. I don't think it had enough of that in it. Uh
right.
Even though I did think that Kazuna and Mirai did a great job of working the arm. I thought it was a lot of fun and they were being pretty dickheadish with it, and I appreciated that. Um Yeah, I really liked it, but I did think it could have had a bit more oomph to it. But also,
Hmm.
it's Mio's first match back. I'm sure we will get more oomph in the coming days and months.
That is for sure. I think that's all for the news. I keep feeling like Marigold had something, but I don't think so. Like we'll
Bikini
talk
style?
about everything. No, not bikini style. I'm sure it'll come to one of us. So we have a show to review. Marigold first anniversary series Burning Desire Day 12 in Shinkiba first ring. This did a sellout 285 fans in first. They were treated to an 80-minute show. This was the first time I've ever watched wrestling and had it end, and I went, "Oh, I thought it was another match. What happened?" Like that, it was that quick. It was
Well,
insane.
to be fair, I think the lack of both Ryoko and Nagisa makes it feel like there's always a match missing.
I mean,
Because
Natsumi.
no, I mean the two rooks, like the two
Oh, Tachibana.
rowing
Yeah, yeah.
queens. Yeah, Tachibana. Um, I think not having them, because it always feels like, okay, one of the opening matches is one or both of them. Then the other
Yeah.
opening match is like Hummingbird or Megaton or something like that. Then you get into the actual stuff. This time it was just Hummingbird versus Megaton and then the actual stuff. Like that was that was the card. So it did feel like it was like one match short, just because usually you get like a Tachibana versus X, or Ryoko versus Y in the early going of the show, but we didn't get that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely
No,
did feel like it was a match short, but I thought it was a fun time. It was such an easy watch. Like that's the beauty of a
mm,
lot of Marigold, is that a lot of it is fairly easy to watch. Like you just kind of like get in and get out. Um, and it's usually a fairly fun time, and I had a fun time with this one. Um, yeah.
okay.
Also, great time, just timing wise. It started at like 9 p.m. for me. Um, it started as Takeshita versus Bandito was ending. Like
Okay.
I missed, or I would have missed Hummingbird versus Megaton, but I rewound uh
That's
because
good.
Bandito versus Takeshita was ending. Bandito versus Takeshita, by the way, fucking insane. Such a great match. Love Bandito. I have a picture with him from when I was like 15.
That's fun.
That's yeah.
Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, we opened with Hummingbird beating Megaton in 4.5 minutes. Megaton, I love you. That is all.
Yeah, Megaton's funny. I'm a big Hummingbird fan, as people know. Uh,
Hmm.
even though they put her in a cage, and I think that's kind of fucked up. Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember. This match was fine. Yeah, there was nothing
It's
really.
funny.
Yeah,
I do like the continued evolution of Megaton, doing more stuff, learning to wrestle.
yeah, yeah.
That's pretty fun. Kazuna Tanaka beat Komo Manami and Nao Shikawa in 7.5 minutes. This was a lot of Kazuna and Komomo, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Um, and it was good. I thought there was definitely some spots where I was like, you guys maybe shouldn't be trying that with you three as the combo, but sure. But generally, like the pace was kept fairly well, and I thought it was good.
That was one of the stronger opening trio three-way matches in
Oh,
recent memory, just because I just thought that it was all pretty well timed, which is usually the problem with Marigold three ways, is that
mm,
like somebody just is out of step with the other two. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, I felt like this was just completely, everybody was in step with each other. Kazuna was laying it in, and yeah, I thought Komomo did well. Now did well. It was a fun time.
All right. Good stuff. Koki and Mayu Utani beat Chikugoto and Minami Yuki in just under 11 minutes. This is pretty simple stuff. Like Mayu was just beating on Minami Yuki a lot. Chika and Koki got in and did their thing, which I think they're improving a lot. The kind of match that just you look at Mayu and you realize that this is the floor raiser. She just made
Yeah,
this good. And like everybody involved is talented, but Mayu was like dragging it up that little bit more with just how good she was. So this ended up
her and
being
Yuki
so much better
were
than
good.
this just ended up being so much better than if it was like any other main event wrestler here. They would have just did their part, but Mayu was like, "No, we're making this one work."
Yeah, as I was saying, Yuki and Mai was like great.
Mm,
Like they did really, really good work together. The match itself was like, it was good. Um, and that's not me saying that like Chikugoto and Koki brought it down, because I thought they did quite well as well. But like, I was like impressed with how good Yuki looked um, against Mayu, which does say a bit more about Mayu than it does about Yuki. Unfortunately for Yuki, I do think Yuki's improving a lot, but yeah, I think Mayu really just like brought her up to another level that I haven't seen from her much. So I was really happy with their exchange. Damn, my dog's snoring right next to me, by the way.
that's
Um,
adorable.
yeah, I know, and she just got really loud with it. Um, but yeah, no, so I was really happy with what I saw here from Mayu and Yuki especially.
As
Also a
you
big
said.
fan of of Mayu being Superfly champion, and the only people who want to challenge her are like the heavies. like that sounded bad. The tall people, um, who are like admittedly like 10 kilos more. They're like, yeah, no, this isn't really possible, but I would love to challenge you for a belt if you ever get one I can challenge for.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that after. I love every Mayu Chica interaction in ring as well. Chica's
Yeah.
just zoned in on Mayu. She's like, I wanna fight you, I wanna beat you. Um, so it's kind of interesting how Chica has kind of flipped because she went from the face and peril of a team to now being the like savior of the team. It's an interesting dynamic with her and Yuki, and I hope they get something because I think they could have a very entertaining match with Magenta if they got a chance. But don't really give these lower card teams a chance usually to challenge for the belts, so probably not. But I would like it. I would like Chica to get that shot, and Yuki especially. I think Yuki could sell really well for like Rico being mean. I think that would really work. But yeah, this match made me kind of go, you know what, Mayu's just great, which is kind of
Yeah.
all I've done throughout Marigold is be like, you know, Mayu's kind of awesome, man. She just makes everyone better. It's incredible.
Top 5
Um,
dead or alive.
Damn right. As you said, afterwards, Chica asked Mayu for a singles match. She kind of demanded it. And Mayu held up the Superfly belt. And the way Chica's face just changed from, I want to fight you to, I don't know, man. It was like, I don't know if I fit. I don't know if I qualify. Like the way Mayu always just holds up her Superfly to people and they have to look at it for a second and go, no, I can't do that. She did it with Takumi as well, didn't she? She like tried to like hold the Superfly up, and Takumi was like, "Yeah, I'm not. I'm tall. Like that doesn't work." And then yeah, in the backstage comments, Cheek Koki was also like, "I would love to challenge for it, but I don't know. It's a lot of work to get down to 55 kgs." So yeah, we love Mayu. We love these interactions. I don't know when her and Chica is going to happen. I don't know if they actually agreed to a singles match. I thought they might run it at Face because they're running Face just before the Grand Prix. You can maybe do it there, um, unless they're in the same block.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I I feel like face probably makes more sense
It
because
does.
unless it's the first day of the tournament, which I don't think I would run first day Mayu against Shikigoto, though
You see, I feel
that
like
would
that would
be upset
that
fodder.
would be a weird story thing because like why would you challenge and then leave it up to the lottery of a GP?
That's what I mean. In fact, I think it might be kind of funny. I don't know how they will do this, but if it was me, I would have the whole roster like in the ring for the announcement of the blocks, and
Yeah,
Chikugoto be absolutely devastated that she's not in the same block as Mayu.
that'd be great.
Be like, "I'll get you one day." No, type of thing.
That would be
Um,
fantastic.
I think that'd be
Let's
really
do it.
funny.
We got to move on though to Mirai, Sareee Mioka, and Utami Hashishita beating Chanyota, Mai Sakurai, and Yuka Yamazaki in 13 minutes. I came away so impressed with Sareee and Yuka. Like they can just carry a match at this point. Like, they carried this a lot. They were given a lot of time here in the ring, and they did so well with it. Saree's new gear as well is fantastic. She's got a lot of Nanai passion influence. She's kept the kind of colors going. It looks a lot more clean than her debut gear. So it's a big step up from Sareee. That said, this is a rookie move, kid. You debut new gear on the first day of the Grand Prix, not randomly 2 weeks before it. What are you doing?
That was a
Somebody needs to
random
pull her
choice. I
aside
was
by
like,
the ear and go, kid, you gotta get your shit together. Gear
especially
debuts
this
are
gear,
Corkin and Grand Prix only.
because I was like, why wouldn't you debut that like a month earlier or a month later? Like right
Yeah.
now is such a crazy time to do that. Um,
Shinkiba first ring.
yeah, do love it though. I absolutely adore the gear. I think it is a very good take on Nanai's gear that
Mhm.
fits Sari super well. And I also just love the idea of Sari not being a regen of Nanai because she obviously has her own like style, but like just kind of like taking a lot from Nanai because Nanai is someone you should take a lot from. She is one of the most like uh captivating wrestlers I have ever seen. And I actually, this is a bit of a tangent. Um, some of my old, like, my old wrestling friends who I used to play video games with when I was like 12. we have a little Discord together, and they went to All In, and they all put together their list of the top 25 wrestlers, like their top 25 wrestlers, and they asked me to send one over to them, and I realized that like Nanai's in it for me. Like Nanai's just like Nanai's one of my favorite ever. Like she's just so good. So shout out to Nanai, and I love that Saree's kind of keeping the vibes alive in her own way. And yeah, I thought that the match was very very good. Obviously the gear, I was like, yeah, this fucking rocks. I like this. But yeah, her and Yuka were tremendous together, honestly. And I mean, Utami and Chanyota are always tremendous together. I think that's like Utami's favorite new opponent these days is Chanyota. She just immediately is like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do this. So yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
really
no, somebody's got to teach this kid how to work and tell her to debut gear at the right time. That's all.
that was
Um,
yeah. No, I like that's something that you could have done like in a few days
yeah,
for this there's the big Marvelous match
yep,
that just happened.
literally. Oh my god, I'm burpy now. This is awful.
This is
But yeah,
great. But yeah, the Marvelous match on the Korakuen. That would have been the perfect spot against Sanka and Sora.
yep, I agree. Um, anyway,
Since Denied
as
2v1 them. Well,
yeah,
not literally, but effectively.
that's true. But yeah, as I was kind of saying, I came away really impressed with Sarah and Yuka after this. I think Yuka got a lot of praise after her debut, but she's kept that going. I think she
Yeah.
looks a lot better with every match. And as I said here, I think she could be thrown into any match now and do her part, which you
Yeah.
can't say for everybody.
Which
But
is
it's very
why
good
I
to
think
have.
it was probably a good idea to keep her out of Darkness Revolution for now,
Maybe.
because I think there's still room for her to grow as uh Mirai's little training girl.
Yeah,
Um, I think there's more room for her there for now because she is actively growing in that role. And it's not even like she's like wrestling as a heel. She just kind of has the vibe of a
just a bit
heel.
mean. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Whereas like funnily enough, Rhea, not mean at all, but wrestles like a heel. So it's like those are two different choices that obviously I think people were kind of more like, oh, it's gonna be Yuka. I think Rhea fits the wrestling style more of Darkest Revolution, but I think Yuka just seems mean. You know what I mean? Like she seems like she can just like be a dick, just like from a character point of view, a bit more. So I think just having her continuing to focus on the wrestling is important because she's growing in a different direction than just and this will all be really funny if she turns at the Korakuen and is in Darkest Revolution already. Uh, since we're
that'd be
recording
great.
this
Chiaki the
a couple
mastermind,
hours.
dude.
Yeah, we're recording this a couple hours before the Korakuen starts. So it'd be really funny if that ended up happening. But I think keeping Yuka in the Mirai sphere is for the best for now. Because she is, like you said, growing immensely.
Yeah, you also have the thing with Seri. I mean, she's kind of lost every match to Seri, I think, so far, or
Yeah.
like has at best got a draw. So I think you have because that's what I want with Seri Amioka. If you're gonna make her your super rookie ace thing, you need to make everybody else react to that. And so I think Yuka
Funnily enough,
being like, "Hey, I want rookie of the year."
everybody's reacting to Yuzuki way more than Sari.
Somehow, out of like Yuzuki has done nothing. Like, what is this? But yeah, sure. But yeah, Yuka, I think being like, I want rookie of the year. I am your biggest competitor, and kind of having that as her thing for a little bit is okay until she turns, and like maybe losing rookie of the year is why she turns if that's what they want to do. But I think so long she has a Sari thing, I think she's fine in
Yeah.
the short term.
They also have the cool
Um,
tag team pose where they're the Steiners.
That's true. That's true. We then had the main event, which was Darkness Revolution, Chiaki Misamatsui and Nagisa Nozaki taking on Miko Ono, Rea Seto, and Victoria Yuzuki in 15 and a half minutes. Misamatsui pinned Yuzuki to win after Rea Seto betrayed Yuzuki, smacked her over the head with a chair, and joined Darkness Revolution. I actually thought the match before it was very strong. I think
Yeah.
this Darkness Revolution trio has really come together since kicking out Megaton. So it's kind of funny,
Rip.
but I do think even Nozaki is kind of back at her not best, but something approaching it.
Mhm.
Chiaki, as we kind of keep saying, gets more and more comfortable every week, and Matsui is great. So I thought, put them across from Miko Iono, and you have a pretty good recipe there. And so
But
I
what
thought
we ended up
the
getting
Seto turn
was
alone,
them beating the fuck out of Rea Seto for like 20 minutes.
yes, yeah.
That
Even
was
beyond the turn, this was a fun match. Like that's what I mean.
the match was great. Maybe great's a bit strong, but it was a very, very high quality match. Um, I think the turn, if anything, took away from it, just because the turn was
It's kind of
pretty
stupid.
nonsensical. Um,
We
it
used
made no
to we
sense.
used to always be like, why does Rossi love swerve heel turns? Is it him or Bushiroad? And it turns out it's both. He
Yeah,
loves
because like,
this shit.
well, because this wasn't a swerve. It was just weird. Like, I don't know. I think you had to do one thing or the other, and they try to do both. Um, I don't know why Chiaki said she had a prophecy. I think that's my issue in general with this, is that Chiaki was like, something big's gonna pop off in Shinjuku Face, or was it Shinkiba? Shinkiba. I'm an
Okay,
idiot.
but yeah.
Something big's gonna pop off in Shinkiba. Uh, just so y'all know. And everybody's like, "Ooh, Chiaki's prophecy," and everybody was kind of like making memes about it. Like Miku Ano's like, "Oh, I changed my hair. This must have been Chiaki's prophecy. 'Cause she ain't got nothing else. This chick is bluffing." Like that was like kind of the vibe. And then like, in fact, that's kind of when that happened. I was like, "What if, not that's not when I thought Reisa was going to turn. I didn't think Reisa was going to turn until like they
What
started
happened?
doing miscommunications,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Is this happening? What's happening? Why is this happening?" Um, but yeah, if it was just a spur of the moment thing and they built it like that, fine. Still poorly executed. I think Izuki was too much of an asshole. Do you want to run it through it? Do you want me to run it through, or do you want to
Yeah,
run
well,
through
so
what happened?
basically, Miso was pinning Rhea,
Hmm.
or Yuzuki, one or the other. And
Yuzuki. She was pinning
Yuzuki.
Yuzuki.
And Rhea came in to try and stop the pin. Matsui moved out of the way, so Rhea stomped on Yuzuki. And Yuzuki was like, "What the hell? I hate you," and started trying to scrap with Rhea. So Rhea just goes, "F this shit," and grabs a chair. And Miku Iono tries to stop her, but she hits Iona with it and then cracks Yuzuki over the head. So Yuzuki, like, very much partially
And
deserved it.
mind you, Yuzuki already hit Rhea earlier in the match.
Yes. Yeah, Yuzuki,
Yuzuki
like,
bumped the
fully
fuck out of her, like
Yuzuki, I'm
off the
taking away
apron.
your Mayu license. You are more Tam coded. I'm sorry. This is it.
No, I think this is low
Gaslighting
key kind of this is
everybody
low key
around
kind
you.
of it's kind of Mayu. I'm not gonna lie.
No, no, she's gaslighting like Tam.
It's certain years of Mayu was just kind of a kind of a
That's true. Yeah.
like just completely. I think, but I get what you mean. Where it does feel like, okay, Yuzuki's in the wrong to the point where on the Twitter, Sunny tweeted like tweeted something. Sunny tweeted like what was it? It was like,
Was
some may
Yuzuki the
say
lesser?
Yuzuki,
Yeah.
some may say Yuzuki was an asshole who deserved it, and Rea Seto literally did nothing wrong. But Yuzuki's the babyface, so shut up. It's like what?
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Wrestling is stupid. I am not
Yeah.
going to complain about them wrestling an entire match and beating up Rhea before she turns. I'm not
No,
going to
and
complain about the actual
that's the problem.
execution because this is pro wrestling and it's really dumb, and you kind of just have to run with that. Um, I feel
That's the
like I was
problem.
kind of mostly
Go.
upset by the story where she was like, I'm kind of just annoyed by Yuzuki and Seri being so good, and I'm like, why? You're literally in the Dreamstar tournament. Like, why didn't you wait until after the Dreamstar? You got in. Like, you've
Like
had stuff to do. You are
I
fine.
think maybe this is where like Stardom has so much strength, is that they get Tokyo Sports interviews literally daily. Like if Rea
Yeah.
Seto had been interviewed 6 times since this happened, maybe it would be, a bit more like, oh, okay, we've gotten the story straight a bit stronger. Um, but instead we just have like the backstage comments and like what she said in the ring.
Yeah.
Um, maybe I missed something, but no, like I think they like you can very easily like explain it away as like, oh, Chiaki got in Reia's ear and was like,
Yeah,
isn't
well, that's what I
Yuzuki kind
assume
of a
what they went
dick?
for.
Isn't
I think
Yuzuki
that's
kind of a
kind of
dick?
the
Ain't you tired of
unspoken.
Sareee being better than you? And then Yuzuki just like ticked Rhea off, and she was like, you know what, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I think you can also tie that into Rhea getting beat up for the first part of the match, where they were like, Yuzuki's not trying to help you. Yuzuki
Mm,
does not give a
that's a
fuck.
stretch.
Yuzuki's in
That's a
it
bit of
for
a
herself.
stretch.
I know, but those are the stretches you need to make for this to make even a
Well,
little
no,
sense.
because I think
That's what I'm trying to say.
wrestling logic tells us that Rea Seto waited until the end of the match just
To
to for
decide.
the most dramatic
Yeah.
moment, and she was always going to do this. She just didn't do it right away
See,
because
but
that's
that's what I
wrestling
mean.
logic.
That's what I mean.
That's
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 the
fine.
annoying. I hate that
I
because yeah,
do I
like
do think the unwritten story is that Chiaki got in her ear and knew she would turn. I do think that's where they were meant to go.
mm,
And they just kind of added the breakup angle because Rossi loves his dramatics. And ultimately, they did what they wanted. Rhea and Yuzuki are now going to be paired up and compared forever, basically. This is always
yeah,
going to be the Rhea turned on Yuzuki, she went on her own path thing. It's a very age old Rossi thing. You know, he did it with Kamitani and Hoshino, and Hoshino chose Tam, and
other way
Saya
around.
chose QQ.
Oh wait, no, you're right. I'm
And
forgetting
like
about
that's
Hoshinobar.
yeah, you are very bad form. But like that's one of Rossi's things is he loves to do the like diverging path kind of thing for
Yeah,
wrestlers, and that sets them up as rivals. So that's why they did this. My issue was kind of that for the rationale given, I think Rhea had one of the lesser cases to be swindled by Chiaki. And I still maintain that Komomo Manami should have been the easiest to manipulate because she gets her ass beat by Sareee. She has been passed
yeah.
over by Sareee. She was training partners with Yuzuki, and Yuzuki has lapped her now. She's like trailing behind everybody. Chiaki should have been able to get into Komomo Manami's ear and been like, "You should join us. Like, we'll help you." You know what I
Also,
mean?
I think from a dramatic standpoint, Rhea doesn't make much sense with Yuzuki because they've always hated each other. Like this
Yeah, it's
isn't
a
a new
very this is
like
why this is
if
why
you did
Rossi
this
needs
with
factions.
Sareee,
You
if you
can
did this with
you
Sareee,
don't need to build relationships when you have factions. We all just
that's true.
assume, Rossi. You
Yeah.
kind of need
But
those to make these work.
but
But
even like
Komodo
if you did
Manami
that
would have had weight for sure.
yes, 100%. But even if you did like Rhea, Sareee, and Miku and Rhea turned on Sareee, there has been at least like some level of like regular teaming with and not
Yeah,
active agitation between Rhea and Sareee. You ask me Rhea's relationship with Yuzuki, it's oh yeah, they fought for the title a few months
yeah,
ago. They fought in the match before that, and they might have tagged once or twice. But with
possibly.
Sareee, it's like, oh yeah, Rhea and Sareee have teamed like a decent handful of times. Like
They pair off a
that's
lot in tags because they do the
exactly.
groundwork as well.
Yeah, so it's like I think from that point of view, the relationship was strange. I would agree that like from a uh from a plot piece, like just like if we're looking at these as like playing cards, Komomo would have made more sense, but I don't think Komomo makes sense in Dark Revolution at all.
No,
So
that's the
like
thing.
story
She
wise,
shouldn't probably go heel, but for what they were going
like I think
for,
now
Chiaki should be allowed to
if you're
swindle.
going for
Even
this
now,
now makes
yeah,
sense.
for sure.
Uh, makes the most sense I would argue out of anybody. Um, but yeah, so I get what you mean because it's like, yeah, Rhea has been thriving.
Mhm. That's
So
why
I
in
think
GP keeps
frankly,
crying. They had to cut off her
she does keep
promo because she kept crying. Like,
they call her the crybaby.
yeah, like I
That's her
don't know.
nickname.
Also, my pitch for Minami would have actually been that her in Darkness Revolution would have sucked, and then she would have been like, "Okay, I should go back to being a good guy," and Mayu can like convince her to come back, and that would have been fun.
Yeah, but they just
That
did
was
that with
my
Megaton. I think they need like a permanent member. I think that's the point.
that's true, but I would have liked that Komomo arc. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the Rhea thing, I get it, and it's like
I
Rossi
think they
did
should
what he
have gone a
wanted
different way.
there.
Just from
Yes,
like
there was a
they
lot
should
of
have framed it
improvements you could have
differently.
made. There's a lot
Um,
of people who should be pissed off at Sareee, and I feel like you should make that your focus and not Yuzuki. Or if you are doing Yuzuki, make it like a complete swerve and do Kazuna or something. Like
I
just
don't remember
blow
who
everybody's
said it,
minds.
but if I had a nickel for every time Yuzuki was the catalyst for Chiaki to bring someone into her faction this year, I'd have 2
Oh,
nickels.
it's crazy.
Because remember, she kidnapped fucking Misa, and Misa's like,
Yep.
actually, yeah, fuck Yuzuki, I'm a heel now.
I like
So
how
like,
Chiaki is in kayfabe the mastermind of the whole thing. She's like the
I like
devil on the
that.
shoulder.
It gives her
Yeah, it's
something.
pretty fun.
You know,
It
and
does.
she is like a charming, like charismatic person. Like she's kind of has that look, she has that vibe, that aura, if you will. That I think it works that she like is kind of the devil on your shoulder. Even if she isn't the strongest wrestler. Uh, I think that works very well.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Okay.
I think Rhea in Darkest Revolution is a good thing. Because
She
I mean,
looks the
like I said,
part.
she looks the part, she wrestles the part. Like I said, her she really is a like Kanemaru style heel. Like that is like high end at Kanemaru. Um, where like it's all about the limb work. If she's wrestling someone who's even vaguely good at like selling their limb, she will get a great fucking match out of them. It'll just kind of work. Like she's going in that school. And as much as that does work as a babyface, and I've always maintained that like I know I'm getting too much into New Japan lore, but that Kanemaru should have been a babyface a bit longer. Um, like I think it just is more natural as a heel. So having that like super technician in the group is a good thing, and it's another good wrestler in Dark Revolution, which is a plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. Um,
I'm
and that
happy
was the
for
end
it.
of the show. Somehow, it was like, oh, okay, cool.
Darker the
Um,
darkest.
yeah, indeed. And we're gonna get our first look at how Yuzuki, or not Yuzuki, Rhea looks in this group. And as I said, they got what they wanted. Her and Yuzuki are going to be paired off now for the long term. Where this leaves somebody like Kazuna, I don't really know because she's just kind of there now. But I'm sure they'll work her in.
I
They've
did
kind of been
like
doing this. It's her first anniversary with Marigold thing with Kazuna, so maybe this is her launch pad. But I definitely feel like
I
she
did
uses that
like that
stuff before we go.
Sareee did the 50 Cent meme where she's like, "What are you saying fuck me for? I thought we were cool. I
Yeah.
ain't do nothing to you."
See, this is why she should have turned on Sareee. It would have been
That's what I mean.
much better.
But also to be fair, I think there is again like kind of like I guess it would be a bit more of headcanoning, which I don't love. And I'm not even saying people should do because it's like the the booker should tell the story. You shouldn't have to like create the story in your head. Um, Rhea had to fight to get in, and Sari and Yuzuki didn't. Um, So it's like into the Dream Star. So like as you were saying, it's like, oh well, Ray got into the Dream Star. What's she complaining about? She's complaining that she had to fucking even try, like that she wasn't in it in the
Yeah,
first
that's a
place.
good point. I
You know what
think
I mean?
Peps had a good thing. He said that she should have like had a bad record in the tournament and then turned. That would have made a lot more
Also would
sense.
have worked. Also would have worked. Just kind of being
Yeah,
a yeah,
you could have
sore
had her
loser.
lose to Sari and Yuzuki, and then been like, okay, screw all this. So I think there's just
You
better
could
ways they could have
you
done
could
it.
have
But
you
that's
could have
that's Rossi to a T. There's better ways you could have done this, Rossi, and he's like, I don't care, man.
you
So
could have did the. I mean, it's a bit different, but you could have done the Hana turn where it's the last day of the five
mhm.
star and just swing the chair at the rope
Swing the
at
chair.
and then let the person win. You know what I mean? Like after Rhea does poorly in the tournament. Maybe that's how Yuka turns. Maybe they do put Yuka in too, and she betrays Mirai
I
last day.
don't know how
Um,
Yuka would get in unless
into the
Senko
no into
had
Darkness
to.
Revolution.
Oh right, yeah, maybe.
Like because I mean obviously we had Mirai versus Nozaki last year as the final day,
Yep.
so maybe some maybe like Yuka betrays Mirai on the final days, costs her the match, and you know prevents her from going through.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm not saying that should happen because I think Rhea is fine for now. I don't think we need to add Yuka to um right off jump, the next month or whatever. But yeah, there were a lot of ways to do this. I don't think they picked the right one, but I am happy with the outcome. I think
Yeah.
it's a good outcome for all parties involved.
Probably should have known when they renamed her or they changed her
The
nickname to
Black
the like
Diamond,
mysterious Black Diamond or
Mysterious
something.
Black
It was
Diamond.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe that does
No,
sound
you
a bit
know what?
heelish.
What was funny is Scaban. My dog's snoring loudly again.
It's all right.
Scaban. I saw a couple clips of her versus Stray Cat Tomoka, and she was healing it up very good, very well. So I was
Ooh,
like,
okay.
maybe this will work. I saw this like a couple days ago um, after it happened. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe this will work.
All right. So there are 3-ish shows to preview for Marigold. The first one is tomorrow in Korakuen Hall. We did preview a lot of this last week, so we're not going to go over it again. They added 2 new matches to the show. First off is Miko Aono, Koki Amare, Kazuna Tanaka, and Arina Yamanaka versus Chikagoto, Minami Yuki, Nao Ishikawa, and Hummingbird. That is the most easy win for the team, the first team I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Gochika never gets one over on Koki, so yeah, that's where we're at.
Who do
They
you think
also
won?
added,
Because it already happened.
uh, I don't know, probably Iono over the Bird, maybe.
Damn,
Bird takes a lot of falls these
she
days,
does. You're
so.
right.
We have the messed up team of Mirai, Shanyota, Megaton, and Yuka Yamazaki taking on Nagisa, Misa, Chiaki, and Rea Seto. Did I say Chiaki twice? Did I say Chanyota or Chiaki? Either way, Mirai is teaming with Chanyota because she's great.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mariah
Chiaki,
Chianyota,
Nagisa,
Megaton Chianyota as a team.
yeah,
That's wild.
incredible. Anyway, it's the New Look Darkness Revolution, so we're gonna get them in a 4-on-4 with the baby faces. Presumably, Rhea will get a win over Megaton, and that'll be that. And maybe she'll have a new look. Probably not, but she might do something different. And we previewed the rest of the card last week. I think we're mostly the same there. Yuzuki and Sareee are gonna win against the youngins. Mayu or Komomo probably drops a fall to Mio or Hozan in their tag. Mai retains, and then I've switched to your side. I know last week you controversially said that Takumi would beat Utami, and our Discord almost broke.
Hmm.
I kind of think I'm with you. I think Spark Rush is like designed to dominate the scene this year as a big setup for next year. I think maybe you do this and then in January or something you get Spark Rush to come in as a outsider tag team or something for your big early year show. Because Sari will eventually work Marigold again. This is what she does. She
Yeah,
travels
but
from place to place.
not
So
with the IWGP title. I
no,
think
but
she
she's
keeps the
probably gonna drop it
IWGP.
by December, surely.
No, I think she holds that till. Well, she can't hold it till Yokohama because she has to win at Yokohama.
Yeah, no, I think she drops it before then. Um,
Huh.
so I don't know. I think you belt up Takumi here. You have both members of Spark Rush having belts from across the scene as well as the 3AW belts. Um, and you can
Wait, but
kind
then
of present.
Sareee doesn't have a belt.
Well, yeah, but they're going to drop them by the time she comes in. But it'll still be a big deal when they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Spark Rush coming in will just be huge regardless.
Sure.
So I imagine that's what they do. I mean, Takumi gets to be the big boss of Marigold. Spark Rush gets to dominate and hold all the belts, and I think that's something to build to Yokohama Budokan next year for Sari's big show. So I don't know. I think this is just a concerted effort from the scene to get behind those two and make them look as good as possible.
Maybe
And you
Spark
can do that
Rush.
here.
Maybe what they're building to is just Sareee versus Takumi at Yokohama.
It could be. Could be. I mean, that would definitely
Like they're
be Yoko
not even
Budokan
like
worthy.
oh they're breaking up Spark Rush, but just like they're building up their star together
Yeah.
so that it's a big time match because that is a match that they've both a singles match that they've both won. Did they run that yet since Saree's been
Not
back as
since
a
not since
singles?
she's back now.
Yeah, that was like
It's
Saree's first
protected pretty
match.
heavily.
That was the first match Saree wanted. Like
Yeah.
it was her and Hosh, and she still hasn't done the Takumi match. So I could see Yeah, them building Spark Rush is like this huge thing and just like really taking over the scene. And then it's such a big deal that even by the time they both lose the top belts, um, before Yokohama, that's a giant singles match
Yeah.
for the main event. I could see that. I
And I
could see
think
that being a move.
for sure. And I think, Rossi, as we said last week, loves Iroha. She was his original super rookie, debuted
Yeah.
against the Mika Satomura.
Probably like his third or fourth favorite wrestler in that he's
Possibly, yeah.
booked
Um, and she has a very
worked with, I
easy
should say.
build to matches because you can just do her versus Mayu and sell a Cork, and you can do her versus Iono, and it's going to sell because they've held off on her versus Iono quite notably. Like
Mhm.
she definitely makes life easier to build to matches, so I don't think it would be the worst idea in the world. And I saw that picture with Spark Rush and the Crush Gals, and I went, all right, yeah, they're taking over. It's over for
Yeah.
everybody. So that's my thoughts now. I wasn't so sure last week. I don't think they go 60. I think that would be insane. Um, so they probably just
I
do Iroha.
100% think that the 60 was to be like this will have a finish.
Yeah. Is
But
this the
we
first
could just
person
be
that
we could just
Utami
be go ahead.
herself challenged? Because everybody else challenged Utami, right? Am I totally stupid?
No, you're right.
Mirai was like, "Hey, I want to face you," and Utami said no. But Zilla had to earn the title shot and
No more contenders. And
tank
Tank
pinned her,
challenge.
didn't she?
No, she
Yeah,
is challenged.
but she's challenged. So yeah, maybe you have like Utami falling on her sword because she wanted this match with Takumi and she chased her and is like awestruck, and you can have that be why she loses. Maybe it's like, oh, I lost my composure for once.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a
Like I
nice
said,
angle to go
this
with.
already happened. So
Yeah,
this like speculation doesn't really matter to the listeners. But uh yeah, final stance is that I definitely think Takumi's winning. Um
okay,
but even if she doesn't, I'm cool. Like I
yeah,
like
that's
either of
fine.
them winning. Um I just think
Yeah.
Takumi's like the more interesting option.
That's fair. We have three more shows this coming week. The first is on the 19th in Okayama. This opens with the rebooked Now Ishikawa versus Hummingbird match. They couldn't run it the first time, so they made sure they ran it this time. Um,
Okay.
I think they like Now more than Hummingbird at the moment.
Now did pin Hummingbird, didn't she? Or did she pin Megaton?
She did. She pinned Humming,
Yeah.
so
So
probably.
mm.
Um, Koki teams with Megaton against Misamatsui. That's gonna be so funny. They're gonna do so much fun in that.
Wait, who's teaming with who?
It's a three-way: Koki versus
Oh.
Megaton and Mizusa Matsui.
Oh yeah, that will be funny.
Utami teams with Yuka Yamazaki to take on Chikagoto and Yuki Minami. Very interesting. I mean, if Utami wins, I would definitely feel bad for Yuki to be passed over by Yamazaki already, but I do think that's how it goes.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's I think that's like a pretty I think Yuka and Yuki are probably a pretty even matchup for right now.
Yeah, that's
Um
true.
so I think you can easily give Utami that win.
All right. Seri Yamaoka, Shino, and Mai Sakurai take on Mirai, Komomo Manami, and Victoria Yuzuki. That is your weekly scheduled 15-minute TLD. They're not having Shino lose yet, and they might spare Komomo
Shino
Manami for
loses.
once.
Shino be losing. She could lose.
Well, she lost the singles. I don't know if she lost the
I
tag.
mean, I don't think she'll lose the like I think
No.
this is an
If
easy
anybody's
draw,
losing,
but
it's Komomo, but it's probably a
yes.
draw. Yeah.
Yes.
So our main event then is Kazuna Tanaka, Miko Aono, and Mayu Iwatani taking on Nagisa Nozaki, Rea Seto, and Chiaki. That is probably a win for the good guys. I think, Aono and Mayu is way too OP.
Correct.
All right. It's a fun looking show. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Then,
Just fun little thing.
yeah, on the 20th, we are in the Osaka 176 box, the worst current venue in Joshi because nobody runs the pit anymore. We open with Nao Ishikawa versus Megaton versus Chiaki. Sure thing, man. Chiaki over Megaton?
Yeah, I think Shiaki's gonna fucking torture her.
Probably. Koki gets the distinction of teaming with Flying Penguin against Hummingbird and Komomo Minami. Oh man, that's gonna suck.
That
Komomo
sounds
and
bad.
Hummingbird. Komomo and Hummingbird over the Penguin, maybe.
That sounds bad.
It does. It does.
I don't
Yeah.
even hate Flying Penguin. I like most of these wrestlers, but that sounds bad.
Yeah, it does. The next match is Arina Yamanaka, Kazuna Tanaka, and Mai Sakurai taking on Misa Matsui, Rea Seto, and Nagisa Nozaki. That is a win for Darkness Rev. They can pin
Yes.
Arena or
So
Kazuna.
shout out Arena.
Yeah, glad
I'm
she's
happy
back.
that she's back. Yeah.
Yeah. This is our second scheduled TLD of the week. Utami and Yuzuki take on Mirai and Yuka. So yeah, I mean, listen, Yuka Yamazaki, that is. Yeah, that's a draw. Are you still there?
I'm thinking.
Okay, why?
Yeah, it's a draw. I think Yuka could lose, but I think it's
Mm,
probably a draw.
probably. Our main event is Mayu, Young Goat Shino, Young Goat Sareee Amioka taking on Gochika, Miko Aono, and Minami Yuki. That is crazy. That is insane.
That's a fascinating match because it's like, where is this?
Osaka box. Sadly, it is in the worst venue in Japan. um,
That's that's such an interesting match because it's like obviously the Super Rooks and Mayu have to win because that team is
yeah,
fucking OP. But
dude,
like they're
Shino and
against like
Iono are gonna kick the
Miku.
shit out of each other.
Yeah, like they're against like good wrestlers. It's Miku, Yuki, and who?
Gochika.
Oh yeah, that's not that strong of a team actually.
No.
Like
Yeah, that actually
I
is.
heard Miku and Gochika, and I was like, that's a pretty strong team. But
It's
Gochika
funny
and
how you
Yuki
heard Gochika
don't
and then
need to be.
forgot her.
No, but like Gochika is both strong and weak at the same time.
Yes, I agree.
Just depends on like kind of the vibe that's going
Yeah.
on. You know what I mean? Like a Miku Gochika team is strong, but a Miku Gochika and Yuki team is
Look,
not.
they're against Sareee and Shino. They're fucked.
Yeah, it don't
That's it
matter.
as well.
Yeah.
Even take Mayu out, it doesn't even matter. They're still fucked. So yeah. Our last road preview is on the 21st in Korea. This is opening with Nao Shikawa versus Komomo Manami. This is me versus
Okay.
one of our Discord members. So let's go now. Let's get a win. Um,
We'll
Selena
see.
Flora
Actually,
are back
that's
together.
the toss up. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that
Unfortunately for
if
you,
Nao
that's a big toss
loses,
up.
yeah. Selena Flora are back, and they take on Hummingbird and Megaton. Who did Hummingbird piss off to get this kind of lineup, dude? She's not having fun. Yeah, Selena Flora gonna win this match back together. Oh wow.
Yes, that is
Um,
correct.
we have a random singles match: Mai Sakurai versus Rea Seto. Probably ends in a DQ.
I could see it.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd pin Rhea that soon after the
I
turn
mean,
and just before the GP.
you can
You can, but why would you?
just to like kind of
You can
like
DQ.
make sure that everybody knows she's not that strong.
Mm, maybe. She
But
probably loses, takes the fall in one of the other matches. In fairness,
that's true. That's true. We'll see.
yeah. Koki takes on Chikagoto and Chiaki in our Actress Girls Offer match of the week. Sure, I don't know.
God bless you. Damn.
It happens.
My dog
That was
sneezed
neither
on
of us, by the way. That was his dog.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. That's a match that's happening. Um,
it is indeed.
Miku Aono teams with Yuki Minami to take on Misa Matsui and Nagisa Nozaki. That is a win for
Also a
Darkness
match.
Rev.
Yes.
Also a match, but a win for Darkness Rev. Then they saved all the good shit for the main event. This is a generational clash. It is Mayu, Mirai, and Utami versus Sareee Yamioka, Shino, and Yuka Yamazaki. So excited for that match. Genuinely,
That's all 2025. That's crazy. Ain't that crazy to
yeah.
think about? Like
Oh,
that's a
dude,
good
I said this
team
on
and they
Twitter.
all
Like,
debuted in 2025.
yeah, I said this on Twitter and kind of in the Discord. It's crazy how quickly the conversation changed because it used to be Marigold has no depth, and now they have Yuka, Sareee, and Shino just to throw on cards with Mayu Utani, like the Mayu Utani, by the
Yeah.
way. Like how quickly that shifted, and that's without Naho Yamada, who is like the glue person of all glue people. So getting her back in this roster is ridiculous. But yeah, they've got some good stuff going, and that match is the best match happening on the 21st of July. I was
Yes,
hoping you'd catch it. I was hoping you'd catch
yes,
it. So yeah,
it is. Yeah,
better than Saya versus Natsupoi.
that's crazy for you to say.
That's the joke, Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be funny.
Because
It's
like
just
I don't even fuck with either of them that heavy in 2025. But like Saya Natsupoi is bread and butter.
I know. I feel like it would have went.
It's
Some
a
people
it's a
wouldn't
good
have
it's a
caught
good
what I
bit.
was going for. So I
I
think I would have
got
put them
it.
off
I
guard.
just I just wasn't like I wasn't jumping at reacting. I was like, yeah, yeah, you know,
You decided to
you
play
can
it
make
safe.
that bet for you. You can make that bet for yourself.
Yeah.
You can get thrown
Um.
through it by the angry mob led by Six Star.
No, they like me. In fairness, I'm the nice one to Stardom here of us. They give me a little leeway.
I know. I realized that we're like that really bad political show that Jon Stewart buried. What was it? Crossfire, Counterpoints,
I
something I don't
don't know.
know.
It sounds like the most American shit ever.
It,
Please tell
so
me.
back in the day, CNN had a show, and this was
Oh,
during the
Lord.
Bush era. CNN had a show where they had a conservative leaning guy who was Tucker Carlson,
Mhm.
and a liberal leaning guy, don't remember who it was, and they would just kind of debate. Uh, and this is amid like ultra turmoil. It's like 2003, and then Jon Stewart came on, and it's like you guys are you guys aren't real. You guys suck. You guys are terrible at your job. You're wearing a bow tie. Grow up. Like this show is a complete joke. Like I do comedy and this show's a joke.
Oh my
And then the
god,
show got canceled.
that's incredible. So
But like
funny.
you're the Stardom leaning guy and I'm the Marigold leaning guy and we like have,
Yeah.
a little back and forth. We talk about issues, Everything's politics.
Okay,
Who's
sure.
Scott's gonna come on and say we're wearing a fucking bow tie
We should get him to do
or
that.
something.
You should
Yeah.
clue him in. Have to do that.
But I'm gonna set up a webcam. I'm gonna wear a bow tie and just be like, oh man. I hate that I'm automatically taking on the role of Tucker Carlson. I
Just
don't
as
like
you
that.
know, I would not wear a bow tie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm the one who's willing to kind of like get buried because I think it's funny. But yeah, uh,
All right,
I don't
your
remember
your
if anybody else,
sacrifices are
if
appreciated.
anybody knows that John Stewart reference, say it in the Discord. I'll air high five you because I'd appreciate that. That's cool. It's funny,
All right, well,
funny moment in time.
yes, it was. Sounds like those Jubilee videos. Is that the name of it? Jubilee?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, where it's like debating like the most heinous things. It's like it's like, do black people deserve rights? Let's find middle
Yeah.
ground. It's like that's not a that's not a thing you find middle ground on. If you disagree, what the fuck?
Yeah. Pretty interesting subgenre we got going there, but
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ugh.
that is that for us this week. We will be back next week for a ridiculous week because we're gonna have the Marigold Korakuen, we're gonna have Sapporo review, we're gonna have a Korakuen to preview, we're gonna have the first day of the 5-star Grand Prix all next week.
We
So
have
stay
to record
tuned.
3 times next week too.
That's true. We are going to hate each other once again. I
Mhm.
think I wanted to propose this. I think we should agree that we both get one unquestioned week off during the double tournament. I think we should both just be
Okay.
allowed 1 week where we're like, I'm not doing it. I am not
Okay.
watching all of this shit. So stay
I'm
tuned for
watching
that.
it all, but I probably won't wanna talk about it at some point, so I'll take that.
You know, I said this in the chat. It's really funny because the Grand Prix always ends up being really short episodes because there's only so many
Yeah.
times you can say that was a good match. That was a good match.
Especially
She's good at this.
when
She's
it's a
great.
long one.
Yeah.
Like, when it's what, 13, 14 shows,
Yeah.
it's like it'll take at least, like, 6 shows to start getting into math.
Yeah.
And with 3 entrants, math is, like, not really talkable. Like,
It's
it's
gonna be
not really
chaos.
easy to talk about until the last few shows. So, yeah, it will pretty much be like, "Yeah, this stood out," or, "Yeah, this was weak. This this failed, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much more to it.
There will only be so many ways I can say Lady C was stunting before you all get very sick of me. So
Yep.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
She
We're
says
gonna
it-
take a
she
lot
says
more
that on
time
the first
watching
of
the
every month
shows
too.
than yeah, we're gonna take a lot more time watching the stuff than actually talking about it, I think, which is the biggest pain in the ass. But that's what we're here for. So it is time to close this episode out though,
It is
because
indeed.
we might as well appreciate a short week while we can.
By the way, new art coming soon. Dun dun.
Yes, Dylan's been
I
itching
haven't
to
let
get
I haven't
yeah,
let Alex look at the sketch yet because he's negative Nancy,
that's crazy.
and I like it so far, so I'm happy.
That's good. But yeah, unless you have any closing remarks, it is time to close the show.
No, no, I'm you know it's busy month coming up. So
Yes, very busy. So if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. You decide what you believe in.
shine forever, Stardom Quest, Gold Dole, Passion.
Passion, Ijo.